So I got a few pitches that I'm going to explain for you guys today, how to grip them and how to throw them. So if you're interested in learning some of these new pitches, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you're not interested in learning any new pitches, you're good with the pitches you got, go ahead and leave me a thumbs down. Let me know you don't need my help. Whatever you do, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, then click the bell notification right next to it. Leave me a comment below and let me know that you subscribed, and then ask me any baseball questions that you may have, whether it be about other pitches or how to increase your velocity, whatever it is, I'll answer it because I love my new subscribers. So let's get into the pitches that we're going to talk about today. The first one, actually the first two are very basic pitches, so I'm not going to go into great detail about them, but it's the four-seam and the two-seam fastball. So for the four-seam fastball, we're just going to grip it right here across the seams. Some guys like to hold it with the pointer and the middle finger on those seams right here across the horseshoe. Me personally, I like to have my fingertips not on the seams, okay? It feels like less of a grip sometimes, but when I was on the seams, I always felt like it was tearing my fingertip apart. I don't know if any of you guys out there get the blisters on the inside part of the middle finger. If that's the case, you might want to slide off of those seams just a little bit and let the lower finger be on the seams and do the work for you there. So that's the four-seam grip across the horseshoe. Two-seam is going to be inside the skinny part right here. All you're going to do is grip it right here. I like to put my pointer finger on this side of the baseball. Now it looks like I'm just in the middle of it because I got fat fingers, but I'm really trying to be on this side of the baseball with my thumb on that same side of the baseball in the bottom, okay? The next pitch we're going to talk about is the slider, okay? Slider is going to be gripped just like this right here, and you're just trying to get it inside of that horseshoe. Some guys grip it the opposite way on that horseshoe. I never liked that very much. It felt weird, especially on my thumb part, but right here was a good grip for me, and I want that thumb to kind of be in line with that middle finger right there. All we're trying to do with the slider, there's two ways to throw the slider. You want to think fastball, 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 and then turn it like a doorknob at the end. I never really liked that very much. I couldn't get too much tight break with it. There's a lot of guys that throw it successfully that way in the major leagues, and that's great. It just didn't work for me. What I threw was more of a slurve, so instead of thinking fastball, fastball, doorknob, I would be here, fastball, and then come around it with these fingers on top and come down this way, okay? I called it a slider. Technically, it was probably more of a slurve, but that was a nasty pitch for me, and it got a lot of batters out. The next pitch is a curveball. So the curveball is gripped exactly the same way, and all we're trying to do is get our fingers on top. So we're not thinking fastball at all, we're thinking curveball. In fact, one of the tips that I tell all my guys is don't try to throw this too fast too early. Meaning like on a fastball, when we rear back and try to let this thing fly, we really pull it from back here. On a curveball, you don't want to do that because you're going to end up leaving it high and arm side. So what you want to do is think smooth in the back, hard out in front. So easy back here, hard finish out in front. Thinking fingers on top, pulling straight down on the same axis you want that ball to spin and break on. Okay? That's the spin you want with the laces. It should come out, if you want it to break this way, should be spinning that way. If you want more of a 12-6, should be spinning downward. Okay? The last pitch we're going to talk about is the changeup. We're going to talk about a circle changeup. There's many variations of the changeup, but the circle changeup is gripped just like this. They call it a circle because the circle's right there on the inside. And all you're trying to do with this pitch is when you throw it, you want to pronate it, turn it in, and let that ball get that down and arm side movement, change of speed. You want it to be deceptive so the batter thinks that a fastball is coming, and then it slows down and dies down in arm side. A few things to remember when it comes to pitches, when you're learning new pitches, is you always want to make sure your pitching mechanics are on point. You don't want to go out there throwing any crazy pitches and your timing and your sequencing is all messed up, because that's how you can hurt your arm, your shoulder, or your elbow, okay? So you don't want to have messed up mechanics. Start there. Build the fundamentals from the ground up. Then you can start adding pitches to your arsenal. Also, you want to be sure not to overuse any certain pitch. So if you're a younger guy who's starting to throw a curveball might not necessarily be a bad thing if your mechanics are good, but if you start to overuse that pitch and use it more than you should and start throwing deeper into games and you're throwing 30–40% curveballs, that's no good, okay? So you got to take care of your arm, make sure your mechanics are on point, and not overuse the pitch. You got to be smart, guys. You only got one pitching arm, so you don't want to hurt it, all right? So don't forget, if you haven't subscribed, click the logo right here. Let me know down in the comments below that you subscribed. Ask me any baseball question, and then go watch this video because it's a good one.